Hey guys, what is up? Ioka here doing another coaching session on a Bronze 3 Leona player by the name of Hextechy. I'm really excited about this session because in Bronze, in Silver, there are tons and tons of mistakes, mechanical, macro, micro-wise, to look at and help you get better with. So before the game really get into the meat of the game, I wanted to look at two different things. One, I took a look at your runes, and I would really recommend trying out the Triumph secondary page, and I can link you it, but basically what you're going to be taking is, instead of inspiration on your secondary runes, giving you things like lane sustain and, hex flash, things like that, you basically take Triumph from the precision page, and also legend tenacity. So in these lower elo games where there's basically just like fighting, and like a real emphasis on like winning these fights, and that's how you win games, you just kind of brute force your way through. um, that's where the precision page and triumph thing is really going to shine. You're going to be getting back like thousands of health, literally, because of all these assists that you're picking up from the random fights. Um, the inspiration tree is what all the pros are taking on Leona currently on her secondary, but I really think you should take a look at that tree. But other than that, I didn't see any really glaring flaws in the runes. What I want to say is that if these guys are stacking here, you got to be thinking about the worst case scenario, right, Hextechy? So worst case scenario, we haven't seen a single lick of their enemy team. Let's say they've invaded here, and now since you've all three stacked here, no one watched here. Let's say worst case scenario, they're over here, and now they're here, and now you're going to get ambushed. So if your team's stacking here, always either drop a ward or body stack over here. There's two entrances, and you got to watch them both, right? Because in order to get better at this game, you want to have something called like the worst case scenario just constantly running through your head. Luckily, the worst case scenario didn't happen, and you guys aren't getting invaded, but think about it for next time. Also, if you want to drop a ward there, that way you know that you aren't getting cheesed when you walk this way. Alright, we got a Leona Vayne into a Pike Jinx. Both supports have Ignite. You don't want to walk this way if your ADC is walking this way. Okay, yeah, this is wasted time over here. You're at the risk of missing experience. You've separated yourself from your ADC. Worst case scenario, you're getting level 2 ganked, and Kayn is right here, and you take a lot of free damage. It's just a bad idea. If your Vayne walks this way, walk that way with her. You also probably want to, firstly, I don't think that, yeah, this ward isn't in the bush, but whatever. I'm sure it was just a fat finger. But you want to keep wards. You don't want to ward against the level 2 gank for Kayn. You want to hold on to your wards when you're in a Pike lane because of his passive and the way that his passive works. It's really important to have at least one of the two bushes warded so that he can't just like sit here in a bush, take damage, walk back into the bush, and regain his health once he gets his great health stuff. So holding on to your wards in a Pike lane is more important than a lot of supports, than against a lot of supports. Also, before we really get into the thick of it, I feel obligated to tell you this. You are a bronze player, so there's 1,000 issues you need to be thinking about before animation canceling, but that particular skin, the new legendary Leona skins, do have notoriously, objectively, really terrible animations. Difficult to land skill shots, hard animation cancels, things like auto Q, auto E things. All the cancels that Leona has, they're difficult to do on those skins. So I personally don't wear the skins when I'm really trying hard to climb, but alright, good catch, man, good catch. Now start kiting backwards. Nope. You want to start kiting backwards after that. Wow, she is really going for it. What is going on? Very nice, man. Very nice. I love how you snuck in an extra auto there as well. Okay, so let's talk about this because the initial Jinx catch was good. The continuing to chase was bad. Luckily, it played out okay, and you guys ended up getting a kill. But right there is when the trade should have ended. You got off everything. You got off your auto EQ, your aftershock even procced on her. That's when you should start backing up. Also, you need to get into the habit of kiting. A lot of people think that kiting is only, or walking, some people call it. A lot of people think that's a ranged champion only sort of thing. You can definitely do it as a melee champion. You never want to be this person that is just standing still, literally autoing something. You want to get into the habit of moving between your autos. So so auto him and then move this way, because you can tell the fight's still going on, whether or not that be the correct decision or not. But you can tell the fight's moving this way, right? There's a real movement towards that. So auto, move this way. Auto, move this way. Because the way that auto attacks work in League of Legends is you auto, and depending on your attack speed, the game's not going to let you auto for the next, whatever time that is. It's 0.75 seconds, we'll say, just for the sake of argument. So for 0.75 seconds, you can either stand still or you can move. You can kite. You can move towards where you'll want to be. And both supports are doing it, so I'm sure that's just a common thing in bronze. But if you start kiting as a melee champion and start repositioning yourself during those down times and stop wasting those times, you're going to be able to be a lot more fluid in combat. Okay, so you guys get this kill. Good stuff. Typically when I get a kill at level 2, I usually try to roam. I would say that this Vayne it's probably okay to leave her in lane. But seeing as your mid laner is a LeBlanc, who is really, really easy to get away from a gank, from a Leona gank. I mean, she's got her passive, even if you happen to get her down to like 25% health. She's got her passive, she's got her flash up, she's got her W. That gank's probably not going to work. So just saying, I usually look to roam when I get a kill at level 2. In fact, that's like a concept that I hammer into my stream. Every time I get a kill at level 2 as Leona, I'm like, what do you do, chat? And everyone in chat says roam. But this is a good game to stay in lane with. Okay, so we're kind of just standing around. This is the part of the lane where Leona's pretty useless. You guys obviously aren't strong enough yet to tower dive. Waves under their turret. Now would be a great time, if we still had that ward, to throw it down and maybe get a deep ward over here. Because you got to remember, this will catch some junglers that are ganking. If they're pathing through here, it's not going to catch Kayn because he can walk through walls. So the deeper and most early warning system that you can get set up against Kayn, the better. Yeah, so this isn't really going to tell you anything about a Kayn gank, right? So that's what I'm talking about. When you have the time when they're pushed under their turret and they can't rotate, like worst comes to worst, if you go over here and you come face to face with Kayn, you stun him and walk away, right? You're not going to get collapsed on. They can't rotate without losing a whole bunch of experience. So this is when you should have taken this ward and thrown it up maybe here or here. Really, the earlier you can get a warning of Kayn, the better. But this isn't going to warn you at all, right? Because he can just go from here to here. I'm wondering what item Vayne is staying out for. You guys have to have some pretty juicy buys. Alright, so right there, I would start pinging your ADC. Ping this bush back here. They've got to contest this, so they're not going to come stop your back. Go back. There's no way that she doesn't have enough gold for something. Yeah, this is starting to look like kind of an overstay. You guys want to go back, spend that gold that you got? Yeah, and here's the overstay. This is unfortunate because this is what happens when you overstay. Alright. So, really, I mean, only 50% of that was your fault, but you guys should have been going back, for sure. So maybe just encourage your ADC to back, ping her back, things like that. Alright, Hecarim has counter gank. This is sloppy, but it has nothing to do with you, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Alright, what did we get? Upgraded our item, and we got boots. Good stuff, good stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is a kind of another place where the inspiration tree is totally useless. Like, there's a lot of matchups where Leona, it's very binary, and you're gonna hear me use that term a lot in this session probably, or in any of my Leona sessions. Leona is incredibly binary, especially in lanes like this. They don't really have poke, right? They're an all-in. One of you guys is going to get all in, and one of you guys is going to die. So biscuits aren't like a huge buff to that, because like usually you want to take biscuits in a lane where like you're getting poked out, like a Zyra or something, where you're going to be under your tower trying to stay in lane. This is very, very binary. You pretty much all in. So that's where things like Triumph and Legend Tenacity are a lot better. I highly recommend you. It's ever since I started taking that tree in my secondary, like it's changed the way that I play Leona basically. You can be so much more aggressive. Okay, so you don't want to do that. I'm guessing you did W to reduce the damage, but look what it did to this wave. Look what it did to that wave. It straight up ruined that CS. Alright, luckily you guys only lost one from that, but typically you want to just let the wave crash, because if the wave is crashing naturally, it's usually in a place where the ADC can get them all under turret without prepping. Because things like melee, if a melee has full health and it goes to the turret, it can take 2 shots and then 1 easy ADC auto, and they can last at that. But when you W it, it makes it really, really dicey to get. I love how long okay, I want to point out, this is probably the best thing I've seen you do. I love how long you wait to E. Look at Jinx. She's panicking. She's trying to dodge. She's trying to dodge. Oh, try to dodge again. You ran her against the wall. You gave her no room. You literally just walked at her a straight line. It's the Jason Voorhees strat, guys. If you're playing a champion like Blitzcrank or Leona, and they know, Jinx knows you have to throw that E or else you're not going to catch her, she'll continuously dodge. She'll be like, okay, now they're going to throw the E. I need to dodge now. Now they're going to throw the E. They're going to dodge now. Or if you're playing Blitzcrank, now they're going to try the hook. Now they're going to try the hook. And they'll do something I call dodge themselves to death. That's exactly what you did there. If you're not in danger of waiting too long, like maybe like they don't have backup coming or something, and you have time, you should always try to dodge themselves to death. Make them dodge themselves to death. Just run at them, man. You'll be surprised how many people freak out under pressure. There we go. This is a much better ward than the one from before. Good stuff. Oh, very nice. Got a solo kill too. Yep, you know he has no E. Should be free kill as well. Very nice, man. Very nice. Alright, we see both solo laners in the mid lane, it looked like. No. What happened there? Oh, that was a Kayn gank mid. Okay, so once again, overstaying. We got the 2 plates that we wanted. Instantly go back. Because now, you've got it shoved all the way to the turret. You're denying them CS. You're not going to get this next plate. These things are tanky AF. Alright, these are, you don't want to waste time doing this. So the nice thing about the turret rework is that it gives you really well-defined times to go back. Like before, it was, you kind of had to play it by ear and be like, oh, we can get a couple more autos in, but you weren't really getting rewarded for it. Think about this. The turrets are now like stopping points, like perfectly timed like chapters of like saying like, okay, you got this plate, you can go back now. You're not going to be getting the next one. It's time to go back. See, look. You didn't get the next plate, and now you're overstaying again. So you're doing really good things in lane. You guys are getting solo kills, but you're not making the most of them. If you don't go back and spin that gold, it's basically like you didn't get that solo kill. Not only that, but Jinx also got to buy because you killed her. So now Jinx is actually up in items. Wow. That was a good flash by her. I mean, she shouldn't have been there in the first place, but... Turn this down, just make sure it's not too loud. Alrighty. Alrighty. Good counter gank. Not counter gank, but good turning of the gank. Good stuff. Good stuff. Beautiful. Good job, man. The only thing I can comment on there is that in times like this, make sure you're actually CC training properly. I think you gave Pike a little bit of time here. Greeting for an extra auto there is not worth it. You see how Pike is not stunned. If this guy had his flash up or if he had his E, this isn't going to hit him. So be sure to get into the habit of consecutively chaining your CC. Don't greed for extra autos in moments like this. Just make sure you actually land the stun. But good stuff. You guys kill them all. Alright, let's see what we're building. Looking like Knight's Vow. Okay, see? This right there. So I would definitely go into a practice tool and just practice your combos. So the proper combo here, right? You get back into the lane. She's fighting. Walk up, Q. Drop the ult right there. Boom. Drop the ult. And then while he's stunned from the ulti, then you throw in your autos. Then you throw in your E. But you wanna make sure you're chaining your ult, your Q stun into your ult stun. But did you see how the ulti actually didn't stun him? Because you're giving them time to walk away. You just want to CC train them. All right, got our Knight's Vow. Very nice. It's correct for this game. I would have probably have prioritized my Mobies if they didn't have LeBlanc in the mid lane. Because you've been killing them so often in the bot lane and so consistently, this would be a really great game to roam in if it wasn't a LeBlanc. So you are technically doing it correct. I just want to tell you that this would be a really, really good game to lane or to roam with if they didn't have LeBlanc. Wow, she's giving. Wait. She's giving you the cannon, bro. She gave you the cannon and you walked away from it. That's You're not gonna get many ADCs that'll do that for you. So you definitely need to take advantage of it when they do. You just kind of denied yourself 90 gold. Yeah, most ADCs will just absent-mindedly take the cannon, so... Okay, yeah, so definitely don't do this. This is what we call a raw ult. And there's multiple reasons why raw ults are bad as Leona. So let's talk about them. Why are raw ults bad on Leona? They're much less consistent. They should be used as a final option only. See how she literally just walked out of it? Because it's got cast time. Leona's ult is meant to be used as CC chain. It's not meant to be used raw like this. So let's just go over some of the reasons why it's bad. Like I said, they can walk out of it. It's easily dodgeable. She's designed to be a CC chain. It's just not good. Yeah, imagine if you had your ult here. You could dump it on Jinx, right? All right, good stuff. Good cleanup. You guys' damage output is off the charts at this point in the game. I don't think you've bound your Knight's Vow. Definitely want to bind that. Alright, we're not overstaying again. Good job. We are backing in very dangerous spots, which is almost just as bad as overstaying, because now you are overstaying. So be a little less greedy with your backs, especially if you look at the wave and the wave is like already deleted. There's nothing stopping them from walking up and stopping your back, right? I would also practice, go into practice tool and turn your minions off and just let an endless amount of minions crash against the turret and practice farming them under turret. Because I think you're really struggling with like how to farm turrets or how minions are farmed under turret because this is not what you do. You could have gotten those CS there. But using the W is just it's just gonna ruin your last hit potential. You're making them unfarmable when you pop your W under the turret. Alright, we got our Mobies. Yeah, I'm not seeing any problems with your build. Leona's build at this point, at the time of this coaching session, it's 9.4. Patch 9.4. And her build is incredibly static. You pretty much build Knight's Vow into Zeke's every single game. So Knight's Vow and Mobies is good. So let's look at this. I really want you to stop doing this. I want you to go into the next game that you play, Hextech, and don't throw out a single raw ult. Look, you didn't stun anyone. If you had waited until you walked up, because you were going to have time to walk up. If you had waited until now, QER, you probably could have turned that. But since you threw your ult out and it didn't stun anybody, because you got impatient, you did a raw ult. Wait until they're stunned, if not by you, at least by somebody else. And I promise, you're going to be getting so much more mileage out of your ulti. Alrighty, good ward. Okay, you see Kayn now. See, this is why these wards are so darn good against Kayn. Don't ward here against Kayn. Ward here, or if you can afford it, ward over here or here. Not afford it like gold wise, but afford it like time wise, safety wise. Okay, good rotation, good rotation. You guys can win this. You guys can win this. Alright. I don't think you actually CC chained them. I don't think you used your Q into your ult, but at least you landed the ult that time. Hey, you basically want to just have it like your combo is EQR. That is your bread and butter combo once you get level 6. That is what you should be using like 90% of the time as Leona. Unless raw ulting is literally your only option of catching them. If you have the potential to do an EQR, that's what you should be doing every time. It's consistent. It's literally impossible to miss. It's a CC chain. It's how the kit is designed to be used. It's just much better. Alright, just kind of... Ideally, you guys should be taking this turret and then getting out of the lane. Taking first turret and really opens up the map. It gives you better dragon control. It gives you ability to roam mid without getting punished as harshly. It really just opens up the map. And when you have a lead like this, when you have a 10 kill Vayne and a tanky Leona that's ready to team fight, you don't want to just be stuck in this lane, right? Even if you are consistently getting kills, because those kills are going to matter less and less and less and apply a shutdown to you and make your risk-reward ratio completely skewed, right? Because the longer you, let's say you kill these guys 2 more times and Vayne has like 1,000 gold shutdown. You can keep killing Vayne, yeah, and you'll still keep getting gold. But the reward for that is so much less compared to what Jinx gets if she just brings 3 people bot and kills you once, right? So I would be focusing on taking this turret. I probably would have gone on Jinx instead of Pyke because the interaction with Pyke is that let's say you did connect your E to him there. If he hits his E, you follow him and you get stunned and you don't even get your stun off. Pyke is very difficult to hard engage on because he not only can reposition himself, he can reposition you. So this is kind of a more complex thing, but I'm going to talk about it. So in the Pyke-Leona matchup, let's say the wave is right here. Pyke is right here, and you're Leona here. You E to him. He E's over here. All of a sudden, you're stunned under his turret. even though you were over here just a second ago, now you're here, and now you're stunned. So I just want to kind of open your eyes to the fact that like Pyke does okay into Leona because of that interaction. He's very, very slippery. He's hard to catch. Probably not worth your time. Most of your time. Probably not worth your time most of the time shooting your E at him. Especially when you've got an immobile target like Jinx. Just pound her, man. Yeah, this is very diveable. Literally just dive her. Oh man, this was an easy dive right there. You should not be waiting for Vayne to make that call for you. This was an easy dive. Right there. Right there. You are within kissing distance of her. Oh man. Easy dive. That's what Leona's designed to do, man. Is to kill champions like that. That overstay under turret. She's a good tower diver, man. Make use of that. Especially because like she didn't have clackers. You know her support somewhere over there. She had nothing. So you guys did get it, and you did land a decent raw ult, but that 100% should have been you that instigated that. Alright, so like I said, really static build, good stuff. Knight's Vow into Zeke's is good. Not really much to talk about with Leona's build these days. So again, even there, I want to comment on this because I think it's really important for you to learn the Leona and to what happens with that interaction. And like I was talking about with the invade, you always want to be thinking about like worst case scenario, right? So let's say this E hits, Pyke drags you over here, and 3 people are right here, and you just get insta killed. You want to be careful about that. You don't have quite enough information to be making an engage like that. Wow, Jinx stole the dragon. That's the best play of her life. That is a bummer. Alright, so let's talk about what you just did here. Do you see what you did wrong here? So remember when I talked about taking the turret and opening the map and giving you all these opportunities? None of those opportunities exist if you just follow your ADC around. At this point, it's okay to even bind the Knight's Vow to someone else. If Vayne's not going to group, if Vayne's not done farming or whatever, that's fine. That's her, that's her decision. But imagine how different this fight would look like if you were there. You earned the right to disconnect yourself from the ADC and start having a presence on the rest of the map. By winning lane, that's the right that you earned. But if you don't use it, this is what happens. There's no real reason for you to be going bot with Vayne pretty much at any point for the rest of the game. Okay, so once again, raw ult, and what happened? The champions just used their mobility, and it missed. So I'm telling you, man, if you start chaining your CC together, you're going to be so much more relevant. Because you gotta think about it. Like, Leona is a very outdated binary champion. All she really brings to the table is tankiness and CC. If you're not utilizing your CC properly, you're almost useless. But at this point in the game, you should be so useful. I mean, you should be walking up to people, Q auto R'ing them, and they should be disappearing. But when we waste our ulti on raw ults, there's just no real reason to risk it like that. See what you got. Alright, now would be a really good time to be stocking up on control wards. I don't think I've seen you buy one this game, actually, now that I think about it. You might have bought one. But control wards contested in close games like this. Getting vision. Okay, here's the cheat sheet. When you're losing, when you're behind, you want to heavily ward your own jungle. When it's a really close game like this, you want to heavily ward the river and keep as much of the river warded as possible with control wards and things like that. When you're winning, you want to get aggressive vision in their jungle. So there's the cheat sheet. So this is a pretty close game. I would be stocking up on control wards and just spamming them, buying at least one every time you go back. Alright, you guys killed 2 of them. Let's get a turret. You got to remember, Lissandra is incredibly weak here. So even though you killed 2 of them, it's still only a 4v3 under their turret. And they tanky boys. Alright, so once again, a raw ult. It worked, and you stunned him, but you want to get out of that habit. You want to get out of that habit. Also, be aware that you still have turret aggro, and you're about to die. Oof. Yeah, this was risky. Once we saw Lissandra going back, really wasn't all that attractive of a fight. Oh, man. So, yeah, the biggest issue I'm really seeing is just your combos. Which, good news for you, those are very easy to fix. I'm not seeing, you know, crazy issues with your build. Your runes are okay, even though it's not the page that I would recommend for this elo. Yeah, the biggest issue I'm seeing is your decision making with your combos. Of when and how to use your ultimate. That's okay. That's okay. That's probably for the best that didn't connect, honestly. Yeah, we're getting really dicey under their turret. Okay, so once again, raw ult hit absolutely nothing. It's okay. I don't know if it's panicking or if you've been taught that that's how to use your ultimate. You really want to be patient with your ult. Wait until you've got someone stunned. Then dump the ult. I know I'm harping on this combo thing a lot, but I promise it's the biggest issue that you're making. The biggest mistake. All right, let's watch this. This was actually a good roll. You caught him unawares. You caught him sleeping on a ward. There are times and places for raw ults, but if it's usually if you have other options, that's the option you should be taking. Go, there you go, there you go. Probably would have turned at some point onto this Jinx, just because you know you're not gonna like solo kill the LeBlanc, and getting a stun on her is like infinitely more valuable than getting a little bit of damage on LeBlanc. So yeah, I would have E'd onto LeBlanc and then probably just saved your Q and just dumped it on Jinx. So I want to talk a little bit about like why Leona's itemization is so static and why getting these items is actually like crazy important. Because I see that you're starting to build a locket, which is fine for a third item, but the reason that CDR is so gosh darn important on Leona is because ever since they changed her W, prioritizing CDR is how you get tanky. And that sounds kind of weird, but the more CDR that you have, once you reach about 30% CDR, in fights, your W is going to have a constant uptime, and look at the defenses that it provides. It's 95 bonus armor and 77 magic resist for 3 seconds, and then an additional 3 seconds if it hits a target. So basically, having your W as a 100% uptime is how you get survivability and tankiness. So that's why getting CDR on her is so important, and that's why even though having a locket feels nice in a fight, it's not actually having as big of an impact as any item with CDR is, because there's no CDR on locket. So it's a decent third item. Ooh, that's a huge knock up from Kane. All right, let's talk about what we could have used our flash on here. Probably should have used it once you got like one stack of Tom Kinch lick on you. Like right there, I probably would have panic flashed. Not panic flash, but you know, flash to safety and hope that that distance, putting Lysandra between them and you, was enough to, you know, turn him away. But you don't want to wait until Tom Kinch has already successfully repositioned you. This is just your entire team being out of position, honestly. Alright, let's see what you do. Your team is dead. You've already taken the inhibitor. He might be overstaying. Alright. Once again, raw alt. Although they happened to be rooted, I don't think that is why you did it. Just careful about the raw alts, man. They'll get you. Alright, so we picked up some overstayers. What are we going to do with it? We go into Baron? Yeah, huge lack of control wards this game, man. Especially, I know you have gold because you just picked up assist, and you guys might be doing a Hail Mary Baron here. Having a control ward for that is massive. There's not like sometimes I get questions on my streams like, how many control wards should I be buying a game? Well, that totally changes. Like, it's so contextual based, context necessary. Like, to know, like, having a control ward here is like the best 75 gold you can spend. Depending on how fast they're clearing them, where you're putting them, how well you're using them, there isn't like a set number of like, oh, I want you to buy 6 control wards a game. Like, that's stupid. But having one for here would be like huge. Because not only does it apply pressure in the sense that they now have to come check Baron, and you could, you know, get vision and be ready waiting for them in an ambush. But you could have just done the Baron. I mean, maybe someone was pinging it. Someone actually wanted to do the Baron. You also didn't bring the sweeper all the way into the Baron, so you also don't know if they have it warded. When you're using your sweeper trinket, I would have walked into the pit. Alright, he has no E. He has no E. Just walk up stun. There you go. Turn on Tom Kench here. Look, he's on your ADC. Turn on Tom Kench. Don't go deep. Don't go deeper here. You want to turn. You want to turn here. Once again, a raw alt. Alright, this turned out well though. Nope, it was 2 for 2. Yep, Tom Kench sold your ADC. I guarantee if you had peeled back here, if you had let your divers go, your Hecarim, your Darius, your Lysandra, the result would have been the exact same, and you might have been able to save Vayne. You probably would have been able to save Vayne. So kind of like a cheat sheet for Leona is that if you're not the one making the catch, if you're not the aggressor, the pure diver, you should be peeling backwards at this stage of the game. You want to play incredibly aggressive during laning phase, almost as aggressive during team fight, like the first team fight phase in mid game, and then late game, if you're not the one making the pick, you want to go backwards. You just want to dump stuns on whoever is eating your ADC. Eating your ADC, literally. He's Tom Kench. This is definitely an overstay too. Everyone else went like back home after the Baron fight. I don't know why you guys are still here, but okay, you picked up a kill. And you died. This is just sloppy bronze stuff. This is kind of the uncoachable stuff that like no one's really in control of this. So I'm not going to comment too much on that. Let's see what you do. Team got aced. The enemy team might be looking at a Baron. Clearing minions, clearing minions. And not much you can really do on your own, right? Okay, they got the Baron. They got the Baron and they killed Hecarim. So now it's time to really buckle down, sit under your turrets, and wave clear. You want to be spamming her. You have no vision over here. You know they're just in the area. You're down a number. If they kill another one of you guys, they might be able to end the game. So spamming her. You are actually doing the correct thing here. Nobody else on the team is. Everyone else is actually in like really dangerous positions, and you're doing the right thing. This is when you should just be buckling down and playing defense. Waiting out the Baron. There's not even a dragon on the map yet. No reason to leave the base. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright. He got his QSS. Alright, so now at this point, this is kind of like a critical juncture. You guys need to be deciding if you want to fight the 4v5 despite them having Baron, or if you want to just continue playing defense and wait out the Baron. And it looks like your team is doing a little bit of both. They're pushing out lanes. You went back and bought. Alright. So this doesn't look like this is your call to be put out here, but it's good that you're committing to it. You don't want to be going this way though. You want to be here with the rest of your team. It's kind of like that thing where I remember when you went bot with Vayne and I said that was a no-no. Same here. You want to be with the rest of these guys. There's no reason Vayne can't just walk back over here by herself. All right, another raw ult, and I know I've really hammered this point in, but it missed because they have mobility. Oh man, Jinx is gonna have a field day with you guys. Oh no. Alright. Well, that's probably going to be game. Just an unlucky team fight. But what we could have done better is been with the team. Maybe if you guys deleted Kayn faster, if you're here with them, that could have been a different fight. Likely not. You guys should have been playing defense anyways. But there's no reason for you to like walk over here and hold Vayne's hand as she went back. Hextech. I'm gonna let the rest of the game play out as I kind of do final thoughts. Your combos are the biggest error I'm seeing you making. If you learn to be patient with your stuns and not waste 80% of your ults by trying to raw ult, you're just being too ambitious. You're being way too ambitious. And I don't know if that was a learned behavior or if no one just taught you that you need to be comboing your EQR. But if you get on top of that, your Leona game is going to be so much more efficient. I mean, most of your ults this game were just a complete wash. If it doesn't stun them, even if it just like lands around the side of it, it just does nothing. It's a slow and it's a little bit of damage, but that's not what Leona is. Leona is literally a stun bot. And if you're wasting 80% of your stuns, you're just a bot. But if you have any questions, I would love to hear them, Hextech. You know where to contact me. You can get me on stream, email, Discord, whatever. But I would love to hear them if you have any questions or comments about the session. For everyone watching this on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. Take it easy. Peace.